Let me let me explain what I think has happened and how we can talk to each other. And there's a historic precedence for this. So I want you to listen carefully to what I'm about to say. The biggest split we have is between those people who are awake and know that it is the socialist and communist agenda, the Marxists, the people who have done their homework and know that it has been this insidious plan to carefully plant these seeds of division in America. And it has happened over 30 plus years. I say 100, but at least in the last 30. And most Americans, and I strongly include Democrats, most Democrats that you know, I'm not talking about politicians, the Democrats you know love this country, but they have been taught to hate it, and our own children have been taught to hate it. And it is because of this, even though they think that they are still noble and proud, they think they are doing what is right for the Republic and man's freedom, they don't know that they are being used, because it's almost like they've been drugged. Now, here's the historic precedent. Let me say that more eloquently. It might seem at first to argue over if there's any difference between the present movement being called rebellion or insurrection. But the movers, the people behind it, well understand the difference. In the beginning, they knew they could never raise treason to any respectable magnitude. You couldn't get people to turn on the country with any name that would imply a violation of all that we hold dear. They knew that the people they were appealing to had moral sense. They had just as much devotion to law and order. They had just as much pride in and reverence for the history of our government, of our common country, as any other civilized and patriotic people. They knew they could not advance directly into the teeth of these strong and noble sentiments. So they commenced by an insidious, logical steps through all of the incidents to the complete destruction of the country. And now, with insurrection, so sugar-coated, they've been drugging the public mind of their people for more than 30 years until, at length, they have brought many good men and good women to a willingness to take up arms against the government. That was said in Congress by Abraham Lincoln, July 4th, 1861. The exact same thing is happening to us. It's why when we're angry with one another, we can't break through, because we think just because they're voting our way or the other way, that they must hate America. But they don't. The vast majority have been convinced they're saving America. They're saving the things that we've all believed in. But it has been a slow, methodical. I mean, they have behavioral scientists on their side. They have all of the tricks of the media on their side. This is well planned. How did he say it? They commenced an insidious debauching of the public mind. They invented an ingenious sophism. Our neighbors have been played. Some of our neighbors are waking up. I want to talk to Anthony in Colorado. Anthony, you were never a Trump supporter, right? And a lifelong Democrat.
That's correct, my friend. I'm one of the coveted swing voters. So occasionally I have gone Republican, have gone Democrat, but registered Democrat my entire life.
So
can't stand what's happening, man.
So wait, you didn't vote for Donald Trump. So what changed your mind?
Well, the radical shift to the left. You know, the Democratic Party usually comes to the center as the election nears, and they just seem to go further and further to the left, to where there's no way I could support it. I'm a blue dog Democrat. I'm a conservative. I can't stand to see our country falling apart like this. It's gotten to the point, Glenn. My wife's a hardcore liberal. We can't even get along.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's divided us that much. And so if a husband and wife who love each other can't discuss this and get through this together, how can we expect the country, Glenn?
So your wife is a lifelong liberal.
Yeah.
What is her main stumbling block? Because liberals, I don't have a problem with liberals. Progressives that understand what they're doing to progressively take us away from the Constitution and give us more authoritative control, but that's not a liberal. Is she a... She's
a progressive.
She's a progressive.
No,
okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. And
and the Trump derangement syndrome just runs deep. I mean, just nothing the man can do is any good. It's all horrible. It's all evil. And then that comes on to that, manifests itself in the conversations to me. So because I'm a supporter of that, I'm racist. I'm evil.
Oh my gosh.
It's that bad.
Oh my gosh, Anthony, I am so sorry to hear that.
Out in the public, you, as a Trump supporter, especially here in Colorado, as we get increasingly blue, you have to kind of stay hidden. You have to stay out of those conversations. I'm surrounded by liberals every day, and I just have to, smile and nod and say, hey, yeah, I get it, and just move about it, because you can't get into it with anybody.
So what happens? I'm more concerned about your marriage. What's going to happen with your marriage?
Well, we honestly just had a sit down last night. I told her that I can just stay quiet for 4 years and see how this goes, because Trump's going to win and it's going to stay bad for 4 years. But after that, hopefully the smoke will clear and she'll regain some sense. And she doesn't think that's a great plan. It's obviously not a great plan, but she doesn't. I don't know what she can do at this point.
So she really, honestly, is the person that Lincoln was talking about, I was talking about. She believes she's doing the right thing for America,
she
right?
Does.
Yeah.
She does. And bless her heart, she does.
Right.
It's just flawed. And logic right now is escaping her. And she's got a master's degree. She's a social worker. But she's very ingrained in their philosophy. And if you even try just to pose anything that's counter to that, all hell will break loose. It's just, you're shouted down. They cry. they demonize you. They use all the tricks that you see.
Well, there is, I think you probably feel the same way, Anthony, I do, and maybe the same way she does, that our country is as important, really, as a family member, at least in my family. I mean, it is, if our country dies, it is going to be devastating to our family. And I don't know how somebody remains silent if you see a child of yours or something that you love like a child killed by people that you think are killing it. I don't know how you remain silent.
Right. And so that's the dichotomy. That's the problem that we're in right now.